Right, guys, so here we are. We are in the first lesson of this entire marketing course. And as the name suggests, this is all going to be about introduction to the entire Instagram marketing. So, with that said, let's get right into it. So, first of all, here's what we're going to cover today. So, first of all, we're going to cover overview of Instagram as a marketing platform. Then we're going to cover why Instagram is essential for businesses and brands. Then we are going to cover the understanding of Instagram's algorithm and its impact it has on visibility. And then we are going to cover how to set goals properly for your Instagram marketing strategy. Now, warning. This is the most important video in the entire course. So please watch the entire video. Don't skip, don't fast forward. And pro tip, if you want to save your time, watch the video in double speed. So, overview of Instagram as a marketing platform. So first of all, what makes it unique? First of all, it's unique because it's visual first. It's all about images and videos, unlike other platforms that are about text. Second of all, it's got over 2 active 2 billion active users on its platform, so it's got massive audience. It also has got enormous engagement. Now, if you see Instagram, like people are literally, and I mean literally, glued to their Instagram profiles and to their phones, scrolling through everything they see in there. And that's why Instagram is such a big opportunity if you can take advantage of it in the right way, which, by the way, we are going to cover in this course. Next up, it has got features for every need. From stories to reels, posts, and live stream, Instagram has multiple ways to engage audiences. Also, very important thing, since everybody's on their phones nowadays, it's mobile centric, right? Now, here are the key features for marketing specifically, right? So first of all, feed posts, right? So feed posts are great for high quality image and videos with captions that tell a story. So basically all the posts that you see, right? Second, obviously stories. They tell you and they tell your audience how you actually live your life, what's going on. These are great for updates of your lifestyle, right? Basically, behind the scenes content. Next one, obviously, reels, right? These are short, engaging videos that help reach wider audiences and boost discoverability. Next one, hashtags. They expand your content's reach by targeting niche or trending topics. Now, the next thing we have are obviously Instagram ads, which are like the biggest part of Instagram marketing. And these essentially let people know that you actually exist, right? Now, who uses Instagram? So, first of all, Instagram is popular amongst people aged between 80 to 34, but older demographics are also growing. So, essentially, for everyone. Next one, businesses. From small startups to global corporations, brands use Instagram to grow their reach, which, this is what this entire course is for. Content creators, influencers, and individuals. Consumers. People use Instagram to discover products, services, and trends, making it a powerful platform for businesses. Now, the day of people just consuming content on Instagram is over. People, obviously, people are consuming content on Instagram, but people are also looking to buy stuff on the Instagram, right? So this is like why Instagram is such a powerful platform, right? Like if you really think about, let's say, info product industry, right? Like if you have some kind of influencer who sells information, majority of people are just gonna go on their Instagram profiles because they're already used to seeing, being pitched through Instagram, and they'll just click link in their bio to see what kind of courses they offer, for example. So like people are already used to buying on Instagram. And the last one, communities, right? Special interest groups and communities use Instagram for connection and collaboration. Now, why Instagram is growing? So, first of all, it's because they use videos. And videos are just the easiest way to consume content because you don't have to think about it too much, right? If you think about Twitter, it's great as well, but it's for different demographics, right? It's for different people. It's for people who want a little bit more depth of the topic. Whereas Instagram is just quick gratification, quick pleasure, I would say. It's just very easy to consume. This is why video is so popular, and this is why it focuses on video. Evolving features. Instagram constantly updates you with new features, giving you and your business room for growth. Global reach. That's pretty self-explanatory. And also seamless integration. It works well with Facebook, which makes ad campaigns very easy to launch, scale, and make profits out of them. It also, that, that's something that's called influencer economy, right? Because Instagram supports collaborations with influencers, a big trend in digital marketing, right? They essentially, they want to keep influencers on their platform. And this is why they support it. And like, if you become, I'm not telling you to become influencer, but like, if you start having some kind of reach, then you will be unstoppable. Instagram will notice you and they will support you with better features, better service, and stuff like that. Now, common misconceptions about Instagram. Now, as many other platforms, Instagram has got also the most common misconception. So let's just go over them. It's only for big brands, which is completely false. Because I see small businesses just thriving and make very good money. I'm not gonna say names, but I know a woman who has got like 5,000 followers and her business makes over 1 million in a year. And if you don't believe me, it's completely fine. Check one of Alex Ramosey's podcasts. He talks about it. Because if you can narrow down your audience and really target your offer perfectly, then you are good to go, which is, by the way, what she's done. It's all about pretty pictures. Days of this are over because in the 2025, authentic and relatable content is more valuable than anything, especially when AI is coming into play. People are people are just faking stuff, they're hiding behind pictures, and this is why authenticity wins big time. Next one, it's not for B2B because it looks childish and like there's just, cute videos of cats and like pictures of dogs. That's completely not true. One of the biggest businesses, including Alex Hormozy, use Instagram for reach for their business, and that's pretty much that, right? Followers matter most. Now, if you heard me just 20 seconds ago, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is the right followers. So if you have 1,000 right followers, you will make way more money than people who have got 10,000 followers, but they're just, quick followers they got because of one viral video and they don't care about them. Very simple. You need a huge budget. Another misconception, just make great content. And by the way, I'm gonna teach that as well. So don't worry about that. Now, why Instagram is essential for businesses and brands? So, first of all, it lets you connect with your audience, right? It humanizes your brand. It shows that you're an actual human being. It also gives you space for a real time engagement, right? You can interact through comments, through shares, through stories, through, live streams, for example. this is an opportunity that's never been here before, right? If you see, right, if you see Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, way before, his entire like life and like private life was just one big secret. But right now you can see where he lives, what does his, family dinner look like, how he trains with his son, stuff like this. And this makes him as a brand way more approachable and way more human like for other businesses to connect with him, if it makes sense. Because he actually lets you see that he's same as you. The only difference between you and him is that he's got, more money and he's the best football player in the world or one of the best, right? So, but other than that, he's just another human being and this builds trust, right? Next one, it lets you have customer feedback easily. People don't like your product, they will let you know. Don't forget about that. And if people love your product, they will let you know as well. Very simple, very easy. It also fosters loyalty, right? Next one, it drives sales and conversions, right? Because, like I've said, it's great for businesses. And if you can have shoppable posts, then you can tag products directly in your posts and stories for easy purchases. It's never been easier than in 2025. Call to actions. You can use links, stickers, and captions, which captions are just descriptions of your post, by the way, to drive traffic to your website, right? It's a source of traffic, right? If you have a website, before you could just rely on, just search engine, which is very hard. But like if you have a great Instagram profile, you can then drive traffic to your website through your Instagram. Promotions, flash sales, discounts, and giveaways perform well on Instagram. Analytics, you can obviously measure data, how your posts perform, what it's like, what you should do differently, what you should double down on, and stuff like this. And by the way, we are going to go over analytics and over how to use data in order to make your Instagram business grow in the following lessons. So don't worry about that. Everything is going to be covered. Also, it lets you partner with influencers, which again gives you more, promotion, more exposure to other people. It's just beneficial. Next up, obviously, it boosts brand awareness, right? You can basically through hashtags, you can reach non-followers and niche audiences you would normally never reach. It also, if you can have a consistent visual identity, you can then be more easily recognizable, which also was not possible before, right? Reels and explore Reels and explore page. That's a big one, right? Because through Reels, you can just get discovered by other people easier than ever. Collaborations, like I've said, with influencers, you can team up with other brands, which gives you more exposure, more eyes on your brand. And that's never a bad idea. And also, geotags, which lets you attract local audiences by tagging locations in your posts. Next up, it's obviously an affordable marketing tool if you think of it this way, right? And if you realize the power it has. So, first of all, if you can make a great content, which is not as hard as some of you might think, by the way, you just need to know great strategies, then it's a great tool for free organic reach. You can also scale with ads, right? You can start with small budgets such as $5 or $10 per day and scale as you see the results. It also lets you create cost effective content, right? Because user generated content and behind the scenes posts post little to produce. You don't need to be a filmmaker in order to make great content. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. You obviously need to have skills, and I'm gonna give you basic understanding of what to do and what not to do on the Instagram. But you don't need, flashy cameras and like crazy lighting and like being a film producer when when you compare it to YouTube, because like when you're on YouTube, it's impossible to have a great YouTube channel without, not having great videos, right? So that's one of the things. If you have, iPhone 10 or iPhone 12, which you can get for $300 nowadays or $400 if it's used, then you can easily create great looking content. So that's pretty much that. You also can control the pace, because whether you are posting daily or running ads or doing both, you control the pace of the growth of your business, right? And there are no tech barriers. You don't need advanced skills or equipment to start on Instagram. That's a great thing. And this is also why majority of people use this. Next up, it keeps you competitive, right? Because if you're competing with others, you can see the industry trends and it forces you to adapt as quickly as possible. It also gives you very valuable customer insights, right? You can easily learn if you observe, like clearly enough, what your audience loves based on their reactions to your posts. You can also, sense the market validation. You can use Instagram's engagement as a testing ground for new ideas. You can also analyze competitor ads for inspiration, right? Like, if you can, let's just imagine this, right? You got your competitor, right? They're crushing it. Let's say they're info product creator, right? Or their roofing business, like, I don't care, right? And you see they're doing something that works. You can see that they're using 30-second video instead of 40-second video for their ads. You can see that they're using, let's say, heavily benefit driven descriptions, and that they're speaking very clearly and very simply in their reels or their videos or in their ads, right? So when you see that, then you can be like, okay, let me just reverse engineer it and let me just apply the same principles to my business. And when you can see, something works for somebody else, why to waste your valuable, oh, sorry, why to waste your valuable time and not just, get inspired by what's already working and put your own spin on it. Very simple, very effective. And let me tell you this. Every single successful person on Instagram does this. Nobody is original. I'm not like telling you to copy others. I'm just telling you to get inspired, because that's how it's being done, right? And also, with a constant presence, it keeps you active, which means you remain top of your mind, which means that you remain at the top of your mind for your audience. Now, let's just quickly go over how the Instagram algorithm works. So, the algorithm heavily relies on engagement signals, which include likes, comments, shares, and saves. Engagement is evaluated based on both quantity and speed. Posts that receive quick interactions shortly after being published are considered more relevant. Saves and shares carry more weight than likes because they indicate deeper interest and value. Responding to comments can further boost your visibility by showing Instagram that your content fosters meaningful interactions. Now, content relevance and interest. Instagram's algorithm analyzes user behavior to predict the type of content they find most interesting. It examines factors like hashtags, captions, and even the objects or themes in your photos or videos using image recognition technology. By consistently posting content that aligns with your niche, you train the algorithm to associate your account with specific topics. And if you can nail this down pretty good, then you'll have unlimited, flow of leads coming into your business. So, for example, if you're a fitness influencer, posting workout tips and using hashtags like at fitness motivation signals your relevance to fitness enthusiasts. Now, next thing when it comes down to Instagram's algorithm is the user interaction history. So, first of all, Instagram prioritizes showing content from accounts users frequently interact with. That's logical, right? Why would they push, something? Why would they push content, in front of people if it sucks, right? They want people to be happy on their platform, and Instagram wants to be happy, like Instagram wants to have people on their platform as long as humanly possible, right? And like the only way they can do it is by showing them great quality content. And yeah, that's pretty much that, right? Actions like liking posts, replying to stories, or DMing contribute to this interaction history. You can encourage repeat interactions by using features like polls, quizzes, and Q&A stickers in stories to, like I've said, and encourage interaction and just building the relationship, right? So, for example, a food blogger might ask followers to want on their favorite cuisine, boosting engagement and visibility. Now, consistency, that's a big topic. Everybody nowadays just says you need to be consistent. And when you're consistent, Instagram is going to, give you more followers, shares, likes, and more space. So, first of all, recent posts are more likely to appear in a user's feed, especially if engagement occurs soon after posting. Maintaining a consistent posting schedule signals reliability to both your audience and the algorithm. Tools like Instagram Insights can help you determine when your audience is most active, allowing you to post during peak engagement times. Now, how to actually prioritize stories, reels, and carousels. So, first of all, like I've said, Instagram favors content that keeps users on the platform longer. This is why they prioritize stories and reels. I've told you, right? They want to have people as long as humanly possible on their platform. Stories are positioned prominently at the top of the app, making them one of the first things users see. Reels often reach beyond your current followers due to their placement in the Explore tab. Carousels, which are like the multi-post photos, right? Like if you have like post with 10 photos and you just scroll, it's like these like books for kids, like these small books that you just like open up, and that's what carousels are like, right? Which again, this encourages swiping, which increases the time spent on your content. Whereas if you only have like a simple photo, it never, right, is like you only give them small amount of time, right? This is why it's obviously not a good idea to only post single photos. All right, factors that influence visibility. First of all, competition and feed saturation. So, with millions of posts shared daily, the algorithm helps users sift through the noise by curating personalized feeds. High competition means only the most relevant and engaging content appears at the top. Next one is Next factor is the user behavior analysis. Instagram studies how users engage with different types of content, such as photos or videos, and adjusts their feed accordingly. For example, if a user consistently watches cooking reels, they're more likely to see similar content from creators they don't follow. It's very, very simple. Basically, what this means, your Instagram feed is just personalized, right? Now, balance between organic and paid content. So, paid promotions bypass some algorithm barriers, but organic content still needs to perform well to remain visible. High performing, let me just quickly, yes. High performing organic content can lead to better results when paired with paid ads as it signals quality. Relevance scores. That's the next factor. Every piece of content receives a relevance score based on factors like engagement and user preferences. Posts with higher relevance scores are shown to more users. And the next, factor is or are the algorithm updates. Instagram frequently refines its algorithm to improve user experience, which can impact the visibility. Staying informed through official channels and monitoring your content's performance helps you adapt quickly. Now, how to work with the algorithm. Obviously, I'm just going to give you, right now, I'm going to give you some basic tips, but like, take this lesson like an introduction, right? Like, don't start creating content and like, don't try to, you know, become the next star. Just, sit down, listen, and we are going to then go over the specific lessons on how to actually create a content. Right now, what I want to do is that I want to give you like a little understanding of how Instagram works. So, first of all, prioritize engagement. Create calls to action that prompt interactions, such as comment your favorite tip or tag a friend. Also, make sure these, call to actions are as simple as humanly possible. Also, focus on value-driven content. Share tutorials, behind-the-scenes glimpses, or entertaining content that encourages saves and shares. Use stories and reels strategically. Just simply let people know that you exist. Also, collaborate with others because the more people you engage with, the better exposure you're gonna get. And then, last but not least, and this is like the most important, analyze and adjust based on the data that you will receive in Facebook Insights or in the Meta Ads Center, which, by the way, we are going to go over. All right, guys. So in this lesson, we have covered everything when it comes down to Instagram marketing basics. Why Instagram, is such important, why it's not just a video platform that, majority of people think it is, and why it's so powerful for you. And in the, upcoming lessons, we are going to go over everything when it comes down to setting up your Instagram for efficient and effective marketing. So let's get right into it.